Good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes. Okay. First of all, due to admission meeting, I couldn't come in time and start this lecture, and that's why I was late for this lecture. So please consider that we are 15 minutes late. Okay. So due to that admission meeting, I was late, and yes, almost 37 students have joined. So please join fast so that we'll start our lecture. We have 2 hours from 10 to 12. We are having this session, CIP session. Okay, so please join fast. There are 2 divisions and more than 130 or 140 students are there in each division. By combining 2 divisions, there are more than 130 or 140 students. So only 46 participants have joined yet. So I request all of you, please join fast so that it will be better for us. Okay, so I will wait for 1 or more 2 minutes and we will start. Okay, till the time we join this lecture. In the last lecture, we were at the simple past tense. Okay, we have discussed about it, and I think we were doing exercises regarding that. Okay, so we will come to that, but before that. Okay, 50 participants have joined. So let me share the screen. Is it visible? Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so let's start. We were discussing about simple past tense. Okay. Before that, we have seen that what is sentence, what are the parts of a sentence, and how many tenses are there in English. So present tense, past tense, and future tense. These are the 3 main tenses in English, and these 3 are having 4 subtypes. That is simple tenses, progressive tenses, or you may call it as continuous tenses. Third is perfect tenses, and fourth one is the perfect progressive tenses or perfect continuous tenses. So these are the 4 subtypes, and each one of the main tense is having these 4 subtypes, that is simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So we discussed about the simple present tense. So what is simple present tense and how to why do we use that? For which actions do we use that? We use that to express the habits, general truths, repeated actions, or unchanging situations, emotions, and wishes. Also, we use them for giving instructions or directions. Okay. Then we use simple present tense to express the fixed arrangements. Means if you are having the exam, okay, then that examiner or invigilator will tell you that, or he will instruct you that your exam starts at 9. Okay. For expressing future time or the conjunctions like after, when, before, as soon as, until, we use this tense. And sentence structure of this tense is subject plus V1, that is first form of the verb, that is present form, and we add s or es suffix to it when it comes, or there comes he, she, it as a third person singular. Okay, so these are some tips, and this is the sentence structure, that is subject plus v1 ses plus object plus complement. Okay, so simple present tense. And we also have discussed about the addition of s or es suffix to these. Okay, so when to add s or es suffix, that we also see. We also have seen that the subject and its verb, okay, which verb that subject takes in simple present tense, okay, which form of to be, which form of to have, or which form of to do we will use after the subject, like pronouns like I, you, we, you, he, she, it, they. Okay, so we have discussed these. Also, we have seen the negative, affirmative, and interrogative of the simple present tense. Okay, then we have completed one of the exercise, and we were discussing about the simple past tense. So simple past tense is the basic form of past tense. It shows the action that has happened in the recent past or distant past. Okay, so recent past means the action has happened before now, or okay, before now there is a time, and that is called as recent past. Okay, so before 1 or 2 seconds, or before half a minute, before a minute, I was there, or I acted, or I did some action. Okay, so the simple past tense is used to demonstrate or indicate the action that has happened in recent past, that is action that has happened before now, or that may be the action which has happened in the distant past, like that is the millions of years ago. Okay, so millions of years ago the dinosaurs lived on the earth. Okay, we have a habit to listen this sentence. Okay, So that is called as the distant past, which is very far from this recent or real time. Okay, it has very large time span. That action has happened before a large time span, and that's called as distant past. Also, simple past tense is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. Yes, I have discussed it before. Okay, so to talk about a completed action in a time before now. Also, we have seen that some of the examples, they sailed to America in 1498. Okay, this is the distant past because that action has taken place in the 15th century. Okay, or before 5 centuries ago, that action has taken place, and that's why it is called as simple past tense, or we use simple past tense to show that action, demonstrate that action. Then we saw the another example, that is we crossed the canal yesterday. Okay, we crossed the Suez Canal, or we saw Suez Canal. Okay, this is also the sentence in the simple past. Then we lived in Mumbai in 1976. That year, may that year be the before 3 decades or 4 decades ago. Okay, 4 or 5 decades ago, uh, in before 4 decades ago, we lived in a Mumbai. Okay, so he lived in a Mumbai in 1976. This is the distant past. Okay, that action has happened before 5 decades ago, and that's why to show that action we use these sentences. Then you always use simple past when you say when something happened. So it is associated with certain past time expressions. So there are certain expressions, okay, to express or to identify the actions that has happened in the simple past tense. Okay, so the that indicators are, okay, that action indicators of frequency are often, sometimes, always. Okay, these are the action indicators of frequency, which shows the frequency of the action uh, which has happened in the past. Okay, so and examples are, I sometimes walked home at lunchtime. So I sometimes walked home at lunchtime. So the person wants to tell you that he sometimes walked home at lunchtime. Okay, so may his home maybe nearby his office, and he has that habit to walk and go to home and took his lunch at his home. Okay, so for showing that action we use simple past tense. I sometimes walked home at lunchtime, and this action is, or this action is happening only sometimes. Okay, this is not a continuous, or this is not a repeated actions. Sometimes this case happens that I have to walk home at lunchtime. That's why these are the frequency indicators, like sometimes. Then another is also often. Often is also the frequency indicator. I often brought my lunch to school. So if there is a student, he is bringing his lunch box. to school. Okay, he often bring or he often brought his lunch to school. So often is another frequency indicator which shows the action and frequency of that action. This action of bringing the lunch box to school is happening often, means नेहमी होते ही क्रिया. Okay, so often is also frequency indicator. A definite point in time, so last week, when I was a child, yesterday, 6 weeks ago. These are the definite indicators of time. At that definite time, that action has happened. Okay, so last week, when I was a child, yesterday, 6 weeks ago. These are the definite points in time. At that particular time, at that definite point, that action has happened in the past, and that's why in simple tenses, simple past tenses, these are the indicators. And let's see its example. The first is, we saw a good film last week. We saw a good film last week. So this action we have done in the last week. Okay, we saw a good film, that is Surya Vansham or other. Nowadays, the Surya Vansham is a film which has released on the box office. Okay, or Jai Bhim is also another film that has released on the digital platforms like OTT platforms. Okay, so we saw a good film last week. So last week is the definite point. Okay, it is not indefinite point. Last week we saw a good film, or we saw a good film last week. So this action has definite point, that is in the last week, and not at present time, or if that person has seen that in the last month also. So these are the indicators, that is last week or yesterday, a week ago, okay, 6 months ago. These are some definite points. Okay, so we saw a good film last week. These are the definite points. Then another expression or point of time which we will see is, see the second example, that is, yesterday I arrived in Pune. Yesterday I arrived in Pune. So this action has happened yesterday. Okay, so for showing this action we have used simple past tense, that is arrived. We have used the past form of the verb, that is arrive is the present form, then its past will be arrived. Okay, so yesterday I arrived in Pune. So yesterday is the time showing expression. Okay, or a week ago I went to Pune. This also we can say that a week ago means in Marathi आठवड्याच्या आधी, एक आठवड्यापूर्वी. Or a month ago I saw Mumbai, or I visited Aurangabad, or I visited Delhi, Jaipur. We can use any expressions for showing the action which is happening in the past. Also, an indefinite point in time. So some of the uh, points in a time, or some of the uh, time showing expressions are there which are indefinite, means that does not having any definite point. Okay, the other day, ages ago, a long time ago, long ago. Okay, the other day, the day before yesterday. Okay, ages ago, a long time ago, long ago. These are the indefinite points or indefinite uh, point expressions we use for simple past tense. Okay, so let them use in the simple past tense and see what are the examples. Just a minute. Yes, so uh, we were at the indefinite point in time. So the phrases or expressions like the other day, ages ago, a long ago, a long time ago. Okay, these are the expressions with the help of which we can construct different types of sentences. So people, let's see first example. People lived in a caves a long time ago. People lived in caves a long time ago. So before long years ago, there were the tribal peoples. Okay, there were the tribal peoples. There were the ancestors of ancestor of us, ancestors of us that lived in caves. Okay, that people lived in a caves a long time ago, means that has time span before thousands or before lakhs or millions of years ago. Okay, we were not developed. We haven't have the uh, intelligent brain at that time. Okay, so we were living in caves. Okay, so it was not the uh, development stage of we people. We were developing. Okay, with the brain or with the other aspects. So at that time we were living in a caves. So people lived in a caves a long time ago. Then another example is she played the piano when she was a child. So at her childhood, when she was a child, she played the piano. Okay, so that uh, she was a child and she was the habit of playing piano in the past. Okay, that's why we have used she played the piano when she was a child. Okay, so these also are also the expressions that we can use to show indefinite point in a time. Another hint is, or another important point is the sentence structure of the simple past tense. The sentence structure of simple past tense is subject plus V2 plus object plus complement. So subject plus V2, that is past participle or past form of the verb. V1 means present form of the verb. V2 means past form of the verb. So subject plus V2 plus object plus complement. This is the sentence structure that we use for the simple past tense. Okay, subject plus V2 plus object plus complement. Also, we have to remember some things. That is, what are the regular forms of main verb and what are the irregular forms of the main verb. Okay, so examples, let's discuss it with examples. That is, if the example is go, then its past is the went and its past participle or V3 is gone. Go, went, gone. This is the irregular type of verb. Okay, why we are calling it irregular? Because it is not same. Okay, it does not remain same in past and it also remain or it also changes when we come to the third form or PP form. Okay, so go, went, gone. This irregularity of verb we can see in this verb. Okay, so that's why this is called as the irregular verb. And what are the regular verbs? These are the verbs we can or these are identified with the help of the ed suffix. Okay, if the verb is taking ed suffix when we are doing its pp or past, then that verb is called as the past form or pp form. Okay, past form, not pp. PP means what? Past participle, that is V3 or third form. So another example of irregular verbs we can see is the catch. Okay, catch, caught, caught. Then teach, taught, taught. This is also the irregular verb because it does not having ed suffix. They are not formed with the help of ed suffix, and that's why they are called as the simple past tense or irregular forms of the verb. Okay. Then we also have seen that what is the simple past tense of or the verbs of to be, verbs of to have, and verbs of to do we can use after the pronouns or subject like I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Okay, so for I we will use we will use was, I was, I had, I did. Okay, then you were, you had, you did, then he was, he had, he did, then uh, we were. Okay, in front of we are using were as to be form of verb. Okay, and we are not using was. Okay, because we means plural subject, or we means plural of the uh, uh, pronoun. We are using it for second person plural. We are using it as a second person plural. So we were, we had, we did. These are the forms we can use. Then you were, you had, you did. These are also the plural form. Have, be, have, and do forms. Then they were, they had, and they did. Okay. So also we are discussing about the assertive or affirmative, negative, and interrogative of the simple past tense. So if I thought is the affirmative, then its negative will be I didn't think, okay, or I did not think. And its interrogative is did I think? Then if you thought is the affirmative, then its negative is you did not think. And its interrogative will be did you think? Then if he thought is the affirmative, its negative is he did not think. And its interrogative, did he think? If she thought is the affirmative, its negative is she did not think. And its interrogative is did she think? It thought, if it is a affirmative, then its negative is it did not think. And its interrogative is did it think? We brought is the affirmative, then its negative is we did not think. And its interrogative is did we think? If they thought is the affirmative, then its negative is they did not think. They did not think. And its interrogative is did they think? So this is the affirmative, interrogative, and negative chart for the simple past tense sentences. Okay. So you should have this with you people. Okay. So let's see a simple exercise that is related with the simple past tense. Okay. So this exercise we conduct. The first sentence is in it is it was warm, so I dash dash into bracket take off my coat. So what form of take we will use here? We will use here the past form of take. Why? Because we can see that was is the auxiliary that we use in the past tense. Okay. And that's why uh, we can write here took. Okay, we can write here took, or we can use here took as the simple past form of the tense. It was a warm, so I took off my coat. Okay, then see the second example. Yes, then Let's see the second example. Someone has raised hand. Okay. So see the second example. It dash dash into bracket B. Fantastic show last night. It dash B. Fantastic show last night. This is the second sentence. Which form of B we will use here in front of it? Which form of B we will use? We have seen it in the chart. Okay, so tell me. It dash dash B. Fantastic show last night. So in this example, we can see that there are expressions. There are some expressions from that expressions, we can guess which in which tense this sentence has formed. Okay, which tense we can use here, we can identify or we can guess it from the certain expressions in the example. So last night is that expression. With the help of that expression, we can identify the time of this action. Okay, so last night means the past time. Okay, this is the past time. This show was in the last night. Okay, so last night is the expression in the past, and we can say that it was. Okay, was is the to be form we can use here. It was fantastic show last night. Okay, it was fantastic show last night. So please write this exercise down in your notebook so that you won't forget it when you are studying. Okay, this is not your the syllabus part, but these are the skills that you should have for your future time. Okay, future uh, time span when you people uh, will be in the search of job or will be in the search for a job, then these are the skills that will help you for uh, being selected in the campus interview. Okay, and for that, keep these small things in your mind. Keep write down in your notebook so that it won't be forgotten. Okay, so while doing this exercise, keep noting down these sentences in your notebook. So we have done with the second example. Let's see the third. We dash book 2 tickets for the show tonight. We into bracket book 2 tickets for the show tonight. So for the show tonight. Okay, for the show tonight, which is happening tonight. Which form of book we will use? Tell me. So book means what? बुक करणे किंवा काय म्हणतात त्याला आगाऊ नोंदणी करणे. ओके. किंवा अगोदरच नोंदणी करून ठेवणे. ओके. किंवा स्लॉट बुक करणे किंवा आपण वी हॅव सीन दॅट फॉर द corona vaccination. Okay, we have to book a slot. Okay, so that book, this is not a book which we are using or we are reading. Okay, this is the verb. Okay, book is the verb, also book is the noun. That is the book which we read. We have the habit to read books. Okay, so the book means here we are taking it as a verb. Okay, we booked. Okay, we will add ed suffix. We booked 2 tickets for the show tonight. We booked 2 tickets for the show tonight. Then see the 4th example. They dash in bracket visit a farm 2 weeks ago. They dash in bracket visit a farm 2 weeks ago. So we will use here, we can identify in which time this action has happened. Okay, this action has happened before 2 weeks, that is 2 weeks ago. So we can identify that, or we can understand that we have to use past form of the verb. Okay, so they visited a farm 2 weeks ago. They visited a farm 2 weeks ago. Then see the 5th example. We dash in bracket not use the computer last night. We not use in bracket the computer last night. So this is the negative sentence. Okay, negative form of the sentence, and we have to use past form of the verb to complete this sentence. We dash not use the computer last night. Okay, so we can use here we did not. Okay, we have to use past form of the sentence, past form of the verb, that is yes, past form of the verb, that is did. Okay, we did not use the computer last night. If this sentence may be of the positive sentence or affirmative sentence, assertive sentence, then we have used that we used the computer last night. We used the computer last night. But we are considering it as a negative sentence, and that's why we have to pick out did from the main verb, or and we the main verb will remain as it is. Okay, so we did not use the computer last night. Let's see the sixth sentence. The sixth sentence is she dash into bracket read the newspaper yesterday. She in bracket read the newspaper yesterday. So yesterday is the times showing expression for the past tense. Okay, yesterday is the time showing expression which shows the action which is happened in the past. Okay, so that's why she read, we have to use here read. Read is the verb which we are using it in three forms, that is read. Okay, read. So she read the newspaper last night. Then let's move towards the seventh example, that is he in bracket have a shower in the morning. He have the shower in the morning. He have a shower. He in bracket have a shower in the morning. So in the morning, he has taken a shower, or he has taken a bath, and that's why we can use here he had a shower in the morning. So we will use here had as a past expression or past tense of have. Okay, so he had a shower in the morning. He had a shower in the morning. This happened in morning. Okay, this action has happened in the morning. That's why we can use here he had a shower. Had. Then see the eighth example. Let's see the eighth example. Then the eighth example we will see here. Here is it was thirsty, so I in bracket drink the water very quickly. I was thirsty, so I drank the water very quickly. Okay, drank is the past form we will use here. Drank is the past form. Okay. I was thirsty, so I drank the water very quickly. Then see the 10th example. I dash in bracket see some elephants yesterday. I in bracket see some elephants yesterday. So what form of see we will use here? We will use here past form of see, that is saw. I saw some elephants yesterday. I saw some elephants yesterday. So these are the sentences that we have covered in the exercise. So let us write them in your notebook with answers so that it won't be forgotten. Okay, so do this exercise for 2 minutes and then we will start the next tense. Okay, next type of tense. So write this exercise in your notebook. I will give 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes we will write this exercise. Till the time I will take a short break of 2 minutes for uh, water. Okay, don't leave the meeting because I'm going to take your attendance. Okay, at the last part of this uh, lecture. Okay, so end before end of this lecture, 20 minutes, if when 20 minutes has left, I will take your presentee. So be present, don't move here and there. Okay, I have seen that some of you people are leaving this meeting. Don't leave the meeting. I will mark your presentee. I'm going to mark your presentee when 15 minutes, last 15 minutes are left to this meeting. So don't move. Be here itself. Write this exercise, write down this exercise in your notebook. Till the time I will take a short break for 1 or 2 minutes to drink water. Okay, Okay. So yes, uh, we have discussed the exercise of simple past tense before some time. Okay, so these are the 10 examples. We can see that uh, uh, they are in the simple past tense. We have to use simple past form of the verb for uh, complete or for uh, for formation of the meaningful sentences. Okay, so I think that you might have written this in your notebook. Okay, so let's move towards the third type of the simple tenses, that is simple future tense. Okay, simple future tense. Let's see what is the simple future tense and what situations we use it. Okay, so the simple future tense refers to a time later than now. Okay, the simple future tense refers to a time later than now, means time later to now. Okay, means the time that will follow after now. Okay, now is the present, the time later to now is the future, and the time past to now is the past. Okay, past to now is the past, now means present, and later than now or later now is the future. Okay, so the simple future refers to a time later than now and expresses facts or certainty. Okay, so this is the use of the simple future tense. It refers to a time later than now and expresses the facts or certainty. So which facts? The facts like uh, means facts means the engineering. Let's see, let's take the example of engineering. Okay, so engineering is will be growing day by day. Okay, engineering is the field which is growing day by day or time to time. Okay, so we have used here simple future tense or verb which is in the simple future tense, will. Okay, engineering will grow in future, engineering will grow in future. So will is the expression, time expression that we have used to express some facts or certainty. Okay, some things that are going to happen certainly, that also are uh, used, or that for that also we use simple future tense. So simple future tense is used to predict a future event, to predict a future event. What is this? This is the future event that we will predict, or we have to predict. Okay, So for example, let's see the example of this first subtype, that is to predict a future event. Let's see example. It will rain tomorrow. This is the example. It will rain tomorrow. So this is the expression that comes in the simple future tense. Why it comes? Because there are some time expressions, that is tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is the time expression which we can use to indicate the simple future tense or to show the simple future tense. Okay, so tomorrow, it will rain tomorrow. We have used will as the auxiliary verb or supporting verb for the completion of the sentence. So in the simple future tense, we generally use, almost we use will or shall. Okay, will or shall plus first form of verb, that is V1. Okay, so example is to predict a future. The example is it will rain tomorrow. It will rain tomorrow. उद्या पाऊस पडेल. Or it will take. It will take some time for me to come. It will take some time. It will take some time to me for me to come. मला थोडासा वेळ लागेल. Okay, so लागेल, पडेल, ल. These are the expressions we have to use to predict the future event. Okay, so to it will rain tomorrow. I will buy a bike tomorrow. I will buy a smartphone tomorrow. So these are the expressions we have some or we have to predict, or we have to for predicting future we use them. Okay, then another is simple future tense is used with I or we to express a spontaneous decision. Okay, so with I or we, this future, simple future tense is used to express a spontaneous decision. Okay, so if I want to say that I will pay for tickets by credit card, this is the spontaneous decision. Okay, I will pay for the tickets by credit card. Okay, I will pay. Here will, I dash double L, that will we have used the short form, that is I will, I dash double L. Okay, I will pay for the tickets by credit card. So for showing the spontaneous expression or spontaneous decision, for expressing the spontaneous decision, we use simple future tense. Then the third, to express willingness. Okay, to express willingness. Example is I will do washing up. I will do washing up. So this is the willingness. Okay, I will do washing up, or I will do the dishes today. I will do the dishes today. Means here I want to clean the dishes. I will do means I will I want to do, I am willing to do, or I am willing to clean the dishes. Okay. After meal, after our meal, that is lunchtime or after uh, dinner time, some of us has the habit to wash our dishes. Okay. So for showing that willingness, for expressing that willingness, we use I will as the uh, expression, that is simple future tense expression. Okay. Or verb, that is I will do the washing up. From this sentence, I will do the washing up, we can take meaning as I want to wash my clothes. Okay. Or I want to wash my clothes with washing machine. Okay. Then another example we can take is I will do the mill, or I will do the cooking. 1 minute. Hello. Lecture mode. Okay. Yes. So I will do the cooking. I will do the cooking, or I will do the meal. So this shows the willingness. Okay. This expresses the willingness of action, or willingness of the person to do something. Okay. So for showing predictions, okay, to show or to predict a future event, uh, to express spontaneous decision, and to express willingness, we use this simple future tense. Okay. We make use of the simple future tense. Another use we can see is simple future tense is used in the negative form to express unwillingness. Okay. So we can use simple future tense in negative form also. Okay. Simple future tense is used in the negative form to express willingness. Okay. So what is example of that? Let's see. I won't leave until I have seen the manager. I won't leave until I have seen the manager. So here, for expressing the negative form of willingness, we have used simple future tense. Okay. I will not, or I won't leave. I won't leave. I will not leave until I have seen the manager. Okay. So this we have used in the negative form. Willingness in the negative form we have shown with this expression. For example, I won't leave until I have seen the manager. Here we have seen that until is the expression. Here we have used as the conjunction. Okay, so conjunction, until conjunction. Another condition is what? With I in the interrogative form using shall. With I and the interrogative form using shall to make an offer. So for making an offer, for giving the offer, we use shall. Okay, we use shall. For example, shall I open the box or shall I open the window? Shall I open the window? This is the giving of offer. Okay, this is the making of offer. So we use with I in the interrogative form. So for that also we have to use it in interrogative form. Okay, so with I in the interrogative form using shall to make an offer. To make an offer. For making an offer, we use shall. For example, shall I open the window? मी खिड़की उघडू का? Or shall I close the door? मी दार लावू का? Shall I help you? मी तुला मदत करू का? Okay. These are the expressions we generally use for the interrogation purpose. Okay. Then another condition is with we in the interrogative form using shall to make a suggestion. With we in the interrogative form using shall to make a suggestion. So in the interrogative form also, for making a suggestion we use shall. Okay, so for making suggestions or for suggesting someone, for suggesting something to someone, we use shall. Let's see the example of it. Example is, shall we go to the cinema tonight? Shall we go to the cinema tonight? आज आपण मूवी सिनेमा बघायला जायचं का? This is the question we have asked in the future tense. Okay, this is the interrogative form we have used for the shall. Okay, shall we go to the cinema tonight? Then another example is another condition or another situation in which we can use the simple future tense is with I in the interrogative form using shall to ask for advice or instructions. With I in the interrogative form, let's see this condition. This is important. With I in the interrogative form using shall to ask for advice or instructions. For asking advice or instructions, we use shall after I. Okay, we use shall after I, or it may be interrogative indicators like what. Okay, interrogatives like what, where. Okay, these are the interrogatives. So example, let's see it with example. What shall I tell the boss about this money? What shall I tell the boss about this money? So here we have used it for asking advice or instructions. Okay, what shall I tell the boss about this money? Then second condition is, another condition is, with you to give orders. So for giving the orders, we use it with you. Okay, you will do exactly I say, as I say. You will do exactly as I say. Here we have used will after you. Okay, for giving advice. Okay, for giving advice or for giving the orders. Okay, here we have given order. You will do exactly I say, as I say. You will do exactly as I say. मी सांगितले त्याप्रमाणेच कर. तुला करावं लागेल. ओके, यू विल डू, तू करशील. यू विल डू एक्झॅक्टली ॲज आय से. मी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे तू करशील. यू विल डू. दिस इज द ask advice asking or instructions giving expressions or terms or phrases we have used here for showing the simple future tense sentence. Okay. Uh, then another example is with you in the interrogative form to give an invitation. With you in the interrogative form to give an invitation. For giving an invitation, we use an simple future tense. Okay, with you in the interrogative form to give an invitation. So for giving invitation also with an interrogative form, we'll use will. Okay, so will you come to dance with me? Will you come to dance with me? This is the interrogative form, and we have invited, we have given the invitation. Okay, will you come to the dance with me? I have invited that person to dance with me. Okay. Okay. Then what is the sentence structure we use in simple future tense? Let's see it. The sentence structure is subject plus shall or will. Subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object plus complement. This is the sentence structure we use for simple future tense. Subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object plus complement. So these are the this is the sentence structure we use for the simple future tense. Okay, so subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object plus complement. So these are the some instructions, some tips that we have seen in this simple future tense. For using the simple future tense, These are some instructions and conditions in which we use when they are used properly. Okay, so today we have discussed about we have recapitulated the points of simple present tense, tenses, simple present tense, sentence structure. Also, we completed the simple past tense, and we also uh, have in the progress to see this simple future tense. Okay, so let's see it once again. Let's recapitulate the points once again. The simple future tense refers to a time later than now and expresses facts or certainty. Okay, so simple future tense is used to predict a future event, that is, it will rain tomorrow. Then with I or we to express a spontaneous decision, that is, I will pay for tickets by credit card. Okay, so this person has discussed it while coming to college in the car. Okay, I will uh, I will pay for the tickets by credit card. Okay, then for expressing the willingness, we have used I will do the washing up, or I will do the dishes today, or I will do the meal, I will do the breakfast, I will do the uh, uh, I will do the dinner. Okay, so these are the uh, willingness, okay, that we express with the help of will, that is future tense. Then we also discussed about the different conditions in which we use the simple future tense, that is in the negative form to express unwillingness. So for expressing the unwillingness also uh, in negative form, we use simple future tense. Then with I in the interrogative form, using shall to make an offer. So for giving offer, okay, for offering someone to, or for offering a thing to someone, we use simple future tense. Okay, then with we in the interrogative form, using shall to make suggestions. So for suggestions also we are using the simple future tense. Okay, simple future tense is also used with I in the interrogative form, using shall. Okay, with I in the interrogative form, using shall. Okay, to ask or for advising someone, for giving instructions to someone, we use simple future tense. Then with you to give orders, for giving orders also we are using this simple future tense. Okay, then we have seen the sentence structure of the simple future tense: subject plus shall or will plus v1 plus object plus complement. Okay, so this part we have discussed up till now. There are only 18 minutes left for end of this meeting, so let me call your attendance so that I will mark it in my attendance sheet. Okay, so let me mark first, then I will call the roll number. Okay, let me first mark your attendance, then I will call the absent roll numbers, so that if someone is present, then he will also he will give his presenting.
पाण्याचा प्रवाह हा पंढरपूरपासून करायचा बरोबर आहे नॅचरली पाण्याला स्वतःची काहीतरी गती आहे मग जर तो स्विमर पाण्याच्या दिशेने वाहत असेल तर डायरेक्शन अलॉंग स्ट्रीम पाण्याच्या दिशेने जर वाहत असेल तर त्याला म्हणायचं डाऊन स्ट्रीम काय म्हणायचं डाऊन स्ट्रीम एखादी बोट पंढरपूर तळ्याला निघाली पाण्याची दिशा पंढरपूर आणि तळ्याच्या दिशेने डायरेक्शन अलॉंग स्ट्रीम पाण्याच्या प्रवाहाच्या दिशेने जर असेल तर त्याला काय म्हणायचं डाऊन स्ट्रीम म्हणायचं काय म्हणला तेच जर एखादी बोट पंढरपूर मला उजवीच्या दिशेने पाण्याची तर त्यावेळी पंढरपूर पाणी उजवीकडे वाहत नाही पंढरपूरला बरोबर आहे म्हणजे बोट माझी चालवताना प्रवाहाच्या विरुद्ध दिशेने चालवतो बरोबर आहे का आता मूळ मुद्दा काय आहे प्रवाहाच्या दिशेने चालवलं तर त्याला डाऊन स्ट्रीम म्हणायचं प्रवाहाच्या अगेन्स्ट चालवलं तर त्याला अप स्ट्रीम म्हणायचं हे लक्षात राहील आता एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन आहे पाणी प्रवाहित होते त्याचा काहीतरी संबंध सुविधा आहे मग मी नाव तयार कायद्याची नाव साधी नाव तयार त्याला माणूस चालवून निघाले प्रवाहाच्या दिशेने जर त्याला जास्त जोर लावावा लागेल तर कमी लावावा
I'm marking your attendance, so don't leave the meeting till I will instruct you about that. Okay.
आणि एक जर उजवीच्या दिशेने जायचं असेल तर मग जास्त जोर लावावा बरोबर आहे म्हणजे प्रवाहाच्या दिशेने जाताना तुम्हाला पाण्याच्या स्पीडचा पण आधार मिळतो बरोबर म्हणजे डाऊन स्ट्रीम मध्ये जर स्पीड असेल तर बोटीचं स्पीड प्लस पाण्याचं स्पीड या दोन्हीची ऍडिशन करायची जर एखादी बोट पाण्याच्या प्रवाहाच्या दिशेने वाहत असेल स्पीड काढताना बोटीचं स्पीड आणि पाण्याचं स्पीड ऍडिशन करायची तेच प्रवाहाच्या विरुद्ध दिशेने वाहत असेल तर स्पीड काय करायची लक्षात राहील आता त्याच्या अजून एक सिच्युएशन आहे तर तलाव घ्या तलावाचं पाणी तलावाच्या पाण्याला स्पीड नसतो त्याचा अर्थ
एक मिनिट.
Direction along the stream of downstream direction against the
Okay. Yes, I have marked your attendance. So the the roll numbers that are absent for today's lecture, I'm going to call their roll numbers. Roll number from A division. If someone of you are present in this lecture, then he can tell me his roll number. Okay. So today's date is 27. Okay, so from A division 1 2 absent roll numbers I'm calling roll numbers. Roll number 1 2 5 6 7 8 9 10 12 13 14 16 17 20 21 23 24 26 27 28 30 31 35 36 38 39 40 42 43 45 46 47 48. These then 50 51 52 53 54 60 61 64 66 68 and 70. These are the absent roll numbers from division A. Okay. The absent roll numbers from division B are roll number 2 4 5 6 10 11 14 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 26 29 30 31 34 35 36 42, 43, 44, 45. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 61, 62, 63, and 65. These are the absent roll numbers I have called. If anybody is present, he can tell his roll number.
Sir, 41.
Division A, B.
B, sir.
Huh?
B.
B division 41. No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have marked your attendance.
65 roll number, sir.
Division
B.
65. Okay. 65 is present. B division. Yes. Another. Please tell division and roll number. If I have called their roll numbers as a absent roll numbers. Okay. Anybody? From A division? Anyone from A division, B division, whom I called as a absent roll numbers? From your participants list, I have marked your attendance. Okay. Okay, then we have done with the lecture. We have also marked your attendance. Okay, so we'll stop here itself. Okay. Thank you for joining this meeting. We will see another part, next part in the next meeting. Okay. So you can leave this meeting now. Before that, if someone is having doubt, he can make his roll number message. He can message his roll number in the chat box. Okay. Thank you for joining this meeting. Thank you. We'll stop here itself.